Yesterday was DC FanDome 2021, and we got a ton of updates on upcoming DC projects. So today I'm going to stop and rank all 6 DC movie trailers, clips, behind the scenes footage, sneak peeks. They all kind of did something different, so there's not like one word that applies from the worst to the best. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comment section. Share your ranking of all 6 theatrical DC movie trailers, teases, behind-the-scenes stuff that they showed at DC FanDome 2021. My list isn't the right list, it's just my list, and I would love to see yours. And as I go into this, I'm ranking them based off how well did what they show us hype me up for the project. Did it raise my anticipation, or I was just kind of like meh on it? But it is ranking what they showed and the nature of what they showed. With that said, let's get started. In last place, DC League of Super Pets. Now, to be fair, this isn't a project that I was ever probably going to be super excited about, but what they showed at DC FanDome didn't do anything to raise my excitement level. There'd already kind of been one of these title teasers that was like, look, theatrical DC cartoon with a great voice cast about the pets of superheroes. They'd already kind of done that. And this teaser is only like a minute long. The first 30 seconds is a rehash of what we'd seen before. And then there's like this 15-second pee joke. And then they just list off all the people that's going to be in it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
It's basically a teaser for next month's trailer, because they said that they're going to put out an actual trailer next month, in which case they do have more footage they could show. They just chose not to, and they saved it for next month, in which case all we really have from this is the novelty of superheroes' pets, not that exciting to me, a pee joke, not that exciting to me, and Kevin Hart and The Rock teaming up for the 37,000th time. So the novelty of those two actually working together kind of disappeared about 7 years ago. So for me, this one is just kind of a, okay, whatever. Next up, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. A decent enough first look at Aquaman 2. It kind of started off with this 30-second little video intro from Jason Momoa on the day one of production and talking about how he was excited to be back. And then they kind of showed little images during production of action sequences, and you see Black Man is out for revenge, and you see Arthur and Ocean Master appearing to kind of team up a little bit. There's a shot that almost certainly is going to be Aquaman on top of a seahorse. So kind of fun stuff, but at the same time, nothing that really felt all that new or special to raise my anticipation. Like, they shared some stuff about how this is going to embrace the fantasy. Okay, the first one already did that. This is a globe-trotting adventure. The first one was already that. It's going to go to a bunch of different worlds and weird places. Right. Just like the first one. And so it didn't like make me less excited. It didn't diminish my excitement. It was fun to get a first look. The movie's a little bit off, but it didn't do anything to like really sell me on it or raise my anticipation. It's just kind of a reminder it's coming in. Nice to get to see a little something. In fourth place, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Now, this movie doesn't even come out until 2023, and so I was actually kind of impressed that they showed us as much as they did and teased as many things as they did. I thought this one actually showed more than the Aquaman teaser deal did. So here we get glimpses. We meet our 2 villains for this next film, see what they look like, learn who they are, and see them in action, at least with behind-the-scenes footage. We get updates on the returning cast members and sort of thematically what the characters will be going through. They mention specific places that Shazam and the family are going to go in the film, and kind of teasing how this is a bigger film that goes to more locations. And so while it is a movie that's at least a year and a half off from coming out, they did give us a nice little picture of what it's gonna be like, a flavor for how this one is an extension of what came before, and I thought we got a little bit of meat in there, so I appreciated that. In third place, Black Adam. Now with this one, we got both a behind the scenes little featurette deal, as well as like a 90-second clip from the movie. And between the two of them, it was a nice little first impression for what this project will be like. With the behind the scenes stuff, it really sold you on the scope and the scale and the size of things. They showed a bunch of concept art of these different worlds that they're going to, the different locations. You have Pierce Brosnan talking about how he did 10 years worth of James Bond movies, and this is so much bigger than anything that he had ever done before. All of it while showing you a lot of pictures that give you an impression of what's going to happen. And then they showed you the first clip that lets you get an impression of the tone of what this movie will be like. This guy just jumped up on a chair to make a little appearance in the video. But so anyway, the little clip... I tried. Did I not give you enough attention today? Okay, let's try that again. Then the clip they showed kind of sold you on the tone, the vibe that they're going for, where it's this dark cave, this figure appears, and then he just like disintegrates this soldier right in front of him. We're like, whoa, that was intense, and clearly this is a different tone than the Shazam movies, and this guy is in fact Black Adam, just burns people to death right there on screen. And so, like a nice little 1-2 punch, giving you an impression of kind of what they've got cooking.
If you smell what the Rock.
Real quick before I give you my top 2, remember to share your ranking down below in the comment section. And we are ranking them based off what they showed and how good of a job it did selling that project to us as audience members. Also, I've done a bunch of other coverage of these right up here, and I plan to come back and do more later on. And if you're new to my channel, I did a video just a couple months back where I ranked all 45 theatrical DC movies. You can check that out right up here as well. Our runner-up, The Flash. Now, I was tempted to put this one in like 4th place because the actual segment about The Flash in total was only 2 minutes long. No behind the scenes footage, no actual interview with the director, no interview with Ezra Miller, just Ezra Miller kind of doing his quirky thing, introducing the clip that they showed, and really all we got was the clip. But who am I kidding? That 1 minute clip was awesome.
That was awesome.
Especially for me, that some of my earliest memories of going to the movies, Batman 1989. And that was kind of the start of my fandom that led to everything that I do now. That this is my career. It kind of started with Batman 89. So when this little clip, this little teaser starts up, and you hear Michael Keaton's voice, and you see that classic 89 Wayne Manor, and you see that classic Michael Keaton Batman cowl in there, and then the music cue comes in, it's hitting all the right buttons for me to just lose my mind. And we haven't even started talking about the Flash yet. So in this deal, it seemed like we got to see a couple of different Flash costumes. One of them's all glowy, super comic booky. Then there's this shot in there where you have 2 Ezra Millers plus Supergirl. And one of our Flashes in here appears to have taken an old Batman suit and was like, let's just convert this into a Flash uniform. And so this clip might have only, and then at the end of it, it teases that he looks at the Batmobile, but it holds that back. We don't get to see that, but that certainly was teasing that's what he saw. I mean, it's just a teaser. It's only a minute. They didn't give me any behind-the-scenes footage, but man, what a teaser to put a big grin on my face and make me giddy while shooting this video. But to the surprise of no one, coming in first place, The Batman. Now, they knew all along this was the big hook that was drawing everyone to this event to see the next update, the new trailer for The Batman. So they saved it for last. And they delivered on every front.
I like it a lot.
It started off with a little behind the scenes, little featurette kind of showing them making some of the sequences with interviews with Robert Pattinson. Then they went into a full 5, 6, 7 minute segment where they interviewed Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, as well as the screenwriter of Under Siege 2. And all of it delivered. Like, it was all cool, insightful stuff. It wasn't just kind of like, sometimes in these interviews, they're just kind of saying stupid stuff like, yeah, it was cool to be in a big production. Right. Of course it's cool to be in a big production. But they were actually kind of talking about what they were going for, the vibe, the tone, talked about how Robert Pattinson did his first screen test in Val Kilmer's Batman suit. So there's just a bunch of little details in there about what they were going for, where this is in Bruce Wayne's career, what they didn't want to do, but what they were trying to do early in the career, but not an origin story, that sort of vibe, the anger of this Bruce Wayne, they kind of teased all that. So that in and of itself was awesome, great, and worth the price of admission, which was free, so that's not really saying much. And then they gave us the trailer. It's just like, here we are, like 5 hours later, I'm shooting this. I'm still giddy that we got a new trailer for the Batman. And yeah, it was just as cool as I wanted. Just as cool as last year. Just as many moments of like, yeah, we're getting that kind of Batman. It's like an actual detective story. And he's vicious and he beats guys up. And it felt like last year's trailer kind of leaned into the detective side to it, the Seven vibe, the noir side. And then it felt like with this one, they tried to show you more of the world. And so you get like Penguin actually saying things, which is, it's weird because it's like, what? Colin Farrell, my brain actually cannot believe that is him. So I just see the Penguin then, which is what kind of want to have happen in these situations. But like, you got multiple lines from him and you have Catwoman saying things. And so you get the world building and a bunch of the action sequences. So when you gotta put the two trailers together, they complement each other really nicely. But we're not talking about all that at the moment. We're talking about just what they showed for this movie. And it was everything I wanted. It was behind the scenes. It was details. It was the themes. And it was an awesome trailer. So no questions asked, no real competition here. The Batman comes in first place. If you enjoyed this video, I've got more like it right over there. There's my DC FanDome coverage. Right over there is my ranking of all 45 theatrically released DC movies. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.